Thank you so much, distinguished guests, Dr. Haile and Professor Tsemefes, and all colleagues and partners. This is a great pleasure to be here today. In the beginning, I would like to mention that, of course, for all kind of works, there are pioneers. And of course, the best pioneers have been in the institutions in Eritrea since the beginning. And I would like to mention Mr. Khalid Idris, who had been Dean of the College of Education and had been a close partner for us in our work. So thank you, Khalid, for hosting us in Eritrea. But then from the Finn Church Aid side, I would like to mention three pioneers who are here currently. Dr. Hanna Postiahokas, Jukka Tulivuori and Anna-Kaisa Mustaparta, who had been among the first ones to start our cooperation with the National Commission for Higher Education in Eritrea. And because of you three, FCA is still working in Eritrea and of course hosted by excellent colleagues. Moreover, I would like to mention in the beginning that FCA is also working as a team organization, and I have a couple of colleagues here. Mr. Jussi Ojala, who has been also part of the team since the beginning, and then our desk officer, Sara Korhonen. Actually, I try to be brief. It is already a late afternoon, and my message is actually two-folded. The first and most important part of it is that I guess that I want to ensure that Finland, Finnish Higher Education Institutes and FCA is ensuring that we would like to continue the cooperation. It has been a good 3 years to collaborate with the Commission and the respective institutions. And now it is time to think about what we could do in the future. And I think that in the talks today, we have been already hearing that there are lots of ideas and good grounds for the fruitful cooperation. My second key message will be in the end of my PowerPoint slides or the presentation. It will be more about the evidence and education, how to build a strategy for the multi-stakeholder cooperation. I think that today already we've heard about that quite much. It has been cross-scientific between different institutions and stakeholders, and that is of course part of this strategy. Before going to that, I would like to say a few words about the cooperation with the Eritrean authorities and FCA by starting from the point of view that, as it is mentioned here, we engaged with the Eritrea 2014 by the request of the highest authorities in the country and started to work in the teacher education sector and still continuing to do that. We actually renewed our memorandum of understanding with the Commission late last year and aim to collaborate with the relevant institutions at least 3 more years. So this is a great step for us as a Finn Church Aid. The selected priority areas had been actually mapped out directly from the documentation from the Commission. As it has been said several times here, partners from outside Eritrea cannot come and invent the areas by themselves. But we've been closely working and discussing, engaging in the dialogue with the relevant authorities in Eritrea, and we've been coming to an understanding that these core areas of work which are listed here are among the most important ones, the priority areas for Eritrea. I want to mention them by saying that the improvement of and revision for curriculums, collaboration on research capacity building, internationalization of the higher education sector, and also the modernization of the higher education sector has been leading actually our way in Eritrea. Possibly some of you know that we are closely working with two different teacher training institutes in Eritrea, Asmara Community College of Education being one of them. And I just want to mention that late last year we were publishing this Learning Together book about the collaborative action research, which aimed to improve the practices at the Asmara Community College of Education. And I think that this is one of the tangible products when we are talking about multi-sector evidence-based cooperation. This is what it should be. I also listed a few of the activities under the selected priority areas, and just quickly mentioning them again, that under the curriculum development, we've been working with the diploma level curriculum and especially with the general parts of it, and Anna-Kaisa Mustaparta has been very instrumental on that process. 16 different articles under the collaborative action research were published last year. Very unique process where actually all the staff members and faculty members from the Asmara Community College of Education were involved in more than a year-long process where they were mapping out the challenges and development needs in the institution, and then later on did some research work related to these priority areas, and then came up with the solutions how they can improve and develop their own institution. So it was not that someone else from outside came and said that this is where are your development needs, but the institution itself mapped them out and made also the plan for the future for the institute. And then among the activities in the internationalization of the higher education, we can mention the several academic exchanges to Finland and also bringing Finnish experts to Asmara. And when we've been discussing with our experts, it has been a huge learning activity for them to be in the institutions, and as many of our volunteers had been saying, that they are learning every day a lot. And then modernization of the higher education sector, renewed pedagogical practices, research related to the student and learner-centered pedagogy, among the many other issues which we have been addressing together. Similarly, I would like to mention some highlights from EIT College of Education. We've been working with the master's degree curricula for 3 different programs. We have been supporting individual teachers and pairs of teachers or groups of teachers who had been conducting research in various topics. Also, staff members from EIT had been visiting in Finland, and we've been able to support some conference participations. And then once again renewed pedagogical practices in the institute, having different workshops, different events and gatherings, sometimes even very informal, where teachers have been coming together, learning from each other. This has been really a joint achievement with the colleagues in Eritrea. I promise that it is not over, the cooperation. This is only the start, and we have been drafting together with the relevant institutes the plan for the coming years. And I just want to mention that this year already in Asmara Community College of Education we are actually taking steps for the new fields already. So we are supporting summer school program where early childhood education and care is addressed. We've been starting the training program on motivational leadership and administration already this year, and many other good things are happening in the institute. Similarly, in EIT, we aim to support the postgraduate programs, support department visits and department days, still conduct the academic exchanges and developing blended learning activities. And then hopefully soon we are able to start the gender mainstreaming project. So these are some of the plans we've been openly discussed with the Eritrean counterparts, and we are really happy that we can ensure that the collaboration and will for the collaboration is still there. I think that this slide actually is my key message, as I said. I believe that actually evidence is built in multi-stakeholder cooperation and in cross-scientific settings. And already today we've been witnessing how experts are coming from different fields, from ICT, from library sciences and information technologies, from education. And when we are working together, we are building strong evidence and we are building stronger higher education institutes. Evidence is also built by renewing the curricula and the pedagogy. As you've seen in many of these projects already, the curriculum revisions had been really important part of the cooperation. And then sometimes evidence is built in very informal exchanges of ideas and experiences. Actually, by coming today together, we are building the evidence which is helping us to build stronger institutions in Eritrea. But also then by supporting people to get the experiences from different countries, getting to academic exchanges, participating to different seminars and events where they are presenting their papers. There are few opportunities in the future where Eritrean colleagues are doing that again. And then, of course, part of the scientific work is also to disseminate what we've done already. So by disseminating them in the academic and professional journals and disseminating also the best practices. And I think that all of us today who are here jointly gathered together, we can say that there are lots of best practices for learning from this cooperation. And I would like to congratulate all of you who have been part of these projects. You have been doing such a remarkable work, and this is a good grounds for other institutions and other projects to build for this. I would like to conclude my small comment by showing a video. This is highlighting some of the aspects of our work in one of the partner institutions, ACCE, and it is also showing that how different experts are coming together from different fields and how tangible products can be then produced by this kind of collaboration. Please enjoy.
I'm here now for 2 months working in ACCE, and I'm the first music educator to come here to try to start music teaching. My main aim is to give the future teachers some kind of tools, so when they go to elementary schools around Eritrea, they can use music in their teaching. And in the school they will have no instruments and there is no official music curriculum, so they have to be creative if they want to use music. So that is what we're aiming at doing.
Having action research in our college, it was a privilege for us. We found that our society has also a negative attitude towards teaching and teachers. So in order to raise their awareness, we teacher educators will have to advocate for our profession.
My way of thinking was very narrow. Most of the time I had a feeling that natural science is better, or I was restricted to subjects in my thinking. But I have seen how subjects are related to one another and how subjects are more related socially.
We need a lot of education in order to sustain, in order to encourage, in order to support our students. We need additional ideas as well as we need additional education. With the collaboration of FCA in general, we get a lot of important things. For example, sharing of experiences.
The students here are from every part of the country, so they have different ethnicities. Some of them have never had good background of education before, so you have to keep them in balance. So that is one of the things that you challenge. And especially as a teacher, you always need to keep your class dominant, but our curriculum is keeping the students interactive. I just try to make them enjoy the learning and make them the active part of the learning so that they can participate more and love the subject more. I don't need to push them, I just need to find a smart way of keeping them to the education. That's what I think.